Hey, everybody, and welcome to another segment of AstrologyAnswers.com's weekly forecast. My name is Terence. The week begins on Monday, February the 7th, with the moon in calming and steady Taurus. It's a good sign to start the work week. You're not rattled. You're into your routine. And the moon will be in harmony with ambitious, assertive Mars, but also innovative, surprising Uranus, all around noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time. That moon with the Uranus can shake you out of your rut, try something new, and with the Mars, being inspired to really go for it. Then the moon will be in harmony with pleasure-seeking or romantic Venus from about 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. This can be a very creative period for you. It can be great for socializing or, connecting romantically. Tuesday, the moon continues in steady Taurus, and around 10 to noon Pacific time, the moon will be in harmony with Neptune. Moon Neptune is compassionate, it's intuitive, it's spiritual. There's this kindness. It's highly creative. And the moon will be in harmony with communication Mercury from about 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific time. Moon Mercury could be good for a heartfelt conversation or for writing, communicating. But all day, assertive Mars will be in harmony with Uranus. It is forming a 120-degree angle called a trine. And when Mars trines the Uranus, the Mars is about asserting yourself and with new techniques, new innovation. In other words, taking bold, risky actions and feeling really confident about it. Wednesday, there will still be this lingering Mars-Uranus. Now, Mars-Uranus could also be very favorable for technical work, computer work, mechanical work, but also really wanting striving to do something new and adventurous. That Mars-Uranus is still lingering into Wednesday, but the moon has already shifted into intellectual Gemini. The moon sets the public tone. Gemini, great for networking, for conversations, where you're jumping from one idea to the next, running a lot of errands. It's a lot of mental busyness. Thursday, the moon continues in Gemini, but it's going to be in harmony or a trine with stabilizing pragmatic Saturn. This is around noon till 2 p.m. Pacific time. Would be a really favorable day for business meetings because with the moon in Gemini, you're coming up with your mind is going to many different directions, many different ideas that you can draw upon, but it's all being disciplined and focused with pragmatic business Saturn. Friday, the moon continues in Gemini, but it's going to go void of course from about 12:24 a.m., right after midnight Pacific time. The moon goes void of course and remains void of course until 3:28 p.m. Pacific time. So I mention every week when the moon is void of course, it's not making any aspects to other planets, so the energy tends to be flat. You don't want to start a major new project or make major decisions because the follow-through is just not there. However, discerning, curious Mercury all day Friday is going to be aligning with Pluto. Now, because the moon's void of course for most of the day, it's best to just stay the course, keep doing your routine, what you've been doing. But this is also, the void of course can be very favorable for reflecting. And Mercury on the Pluto rules the underworld. So that Mercury-Pluto, this would be a really favorable day for a lot of research, studying, but also having a counseling session, having an astrology reading. Saturday, the moon is in Cancer. Actually, Friday at 3:28 p.m. Pacific time, the moon, when it went left being void of course, went into emotional, caring, domestic Cancer. So on Saturday is a really good day because around noon to 2 p.m. Pacific time, approximately, the moon is in harmony with Jupiter. If we just look at the moon is your emotional needs, with Jupiter, it feels optimistic, it feels expansive. It's a good period for making plans. It's a good period for uploading information to your website because Jupiter is publishing and marketing. Good day for traveling. But around 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time, now the moon is in harmony with innovative Uranus. That moon Uranus, you're feeling more of this excitement to try new things, to get out of any stuck routines. By early evening Pacific time, the moon, the emotional moon, is interacting with loving relational Venus and assertive physical Mars. That Venus-Mars are closing in on each other, which can trigger a lot of creative energy, passionate energy, romantic energy, and having that emotional moon triggering that Venus-Mars early Saturday evening Pacific time, so it makes for a great Saturday night for romance, for going to a party, hanging out with friends. You're just feeling this energy. Now, with the moon in Cancer, and Cancer tends to be more family-oriented or homebound, perhaps you are entertaining at home or entertaining with your family. And on Sunday, the moon continues in Cancer, but it's going to be in harmony with empathetic, charitable Neptune from around 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Pacific time. Well, it's Sunday. It's a perfect day for giving back, for your spiritual religious studies. But that moon Neptune, you're just feeling this empathy, this kindness, and generosity. Before I sign off, I want to remind you I'm available for a one-question offer for a nominal fee. To order it, go to the homepage, astrologyanswers.com, look for the tab labeled Advisors, click on it, scroll down until you find my name, and follow the instructions. I want to thank you for tuning in. I hope to see you next week with my next segment. Until then, be safe and well.